Okay. Welcome. Thanks for being here. This week I've been working with dark moon energy. The dark moon or new moon arrives tomorrow. Apparently, I had to look it up because it seems like we're in it now, but the full peak dark moon is tomorrow. That's July 9th, Friday, July 9th. And so with that, just a time to turn back in and sort of be gentle with ourselves. I think that, especially in the summer, where I think in our neck of the woods, we try to pack everything into the short summer season, can feel a little overwhelming. So it's just a reminder to slow down, to pause, to just check in with yourself. And so we'll try to reflect that in our practice a little bit as well. We'll open with a mudra, Vyapak Anjali Mudra. This is the edges of the palms to touch, pinkies together. And you just hold that cupped at your heart space. Relax the shoulders down. Lengthen the spine. And feel the breath in the space behind the shoulders. With each inhalation, feel the spine lift and lengthen. With each exhalation, just soften a little more. This mudra, Vyapak Anjali Mudra, is a mudra of offering. And so make an offering to yourself, something that you would gift to yourself. Maybe it's just a simple phrase or some words of gratitude for yourself. Maybe it's an intention. We'll take just a few more breaths. Exhale all the way out. And now bring the palms together, hands to touch at your heart space. Rub your hands. Thumbs at your heart center. Feel the lift of your heart. And we will open with the sound of Om 3 times. Exhale, then deep breath in. Om. 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 And let your head bow. Release the hands and lift your gaze. We will start on our backs in Baddha Konasana, or so you just come to lie down to begin in any movement that calls to you as you come to the ground. Maybe stretch long or rock on your back a little bit. Take a few deep breaths as you soften into the spine. And then we'll come into Baddha Konasana, or bound angle. So you can bring the soles of the feet together, and maybe your blocks under your outer thighs. I find that sometimes helpful, relaxing the inner legs. But if that doesn't feel right to you, you might prefer to sort of do the opposite. So you could take your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees touch. It creates a little bit more space in the back. So whichever seems to work better for you. Maybe bring your hands, one to the belly, one to heart, or both hands at the belly. Soften here. And just taking that time to turn within, to go within, to slow down. It can be easy to pack and stack lots of events and things, and especially after a year of not so much. So just remembering the need and the necessity to tune in, to slow down. All right, exhale. And then we'll bring the legs up so that the feet are flat and the knees are bent, and windshield wiper your knees. And we'll start with just a little gentle bridge lift as we begin to move into the core. So feet flat still, knees bent. With an inhale, lift your hips and your arms up and all the way back. On exhale, your hips down, your arms lower down. And then just find your own rhythm and pulse. Inhale up, exhale down. Couple more. And then the next time that you come down, we'll stretch the legs out and then reach your arms beyond your head, stretch long. You might circle your ankles and your wrists. And then just keep lengthening into the arms. We'll take an opposite arm leg reach. Inhale, right arm, left leg up and down, and other side. Just long across the body through the opposite limbs. And stay with this, especially if it is beneficial for your back, if your back is tender. If you want a little more core challenge and it feels okay on the back, you can do both arms, both legs at the same time. Keep going here, just a little more. Good. And then finishing up, maybe you hug the knees, maybe you rock a little. And when you feel ready, you can roll to your side and come around onto hands and knees. And let's see, move a little closer in. Just get yourself situated. Curl the toes under, open up the bottoms of the feet. And we'll just open into cat-cow a few cycles. Good. And then from there, gently scoot back to child's pose. Let your hips come back to the heels and stretch your arms forward. You might like to walk your fingers out in front. So sort of a little crawl to lengthen one side and then the other. And then just settle the hips back, the head to touch down. And if the head doesn't touch down comfortably, you can put something under your head and be there for a little bit. And then we'll take the arms over to the right side. So just walk your hands off to the right side of your space. And push your hips over in the opposite direction. Come back to center and switch sides. Hands off to your left, push your hips back to the right. All right, come back into center. And then with the hands pressed out in front, keep that connection firm in the palms. Inhale, lift up to tabletops and round the spine as you come forward. Inhale, lengthen your gaze out, round the spine, and then press back to child's. And then move between child's and table at your own pace, rounding the back to lift up tabletop. Look forward and then exhale, rounding and shift back to child's. So you'll just move in your own rhythm here a few times. This loosens up the back. Good, and then we'll stay there in table. And if you want to circle the hips or move in any other way for a moment, go ahead. Good. And then lengthen your right leg back, curl the toes under, and then just rock on that foot a few times. And then we'll switch back to center. Left leg extends, rock on the left toes. And back to center, and either one leg at a time again, or you could bring both legs back to plank and then rock there. Good. From plank, lift up and back from the hips, come into down dog. And then you can take your feet a little wider, maybe about as wide as your mat, as you shift your weight side to side. All right, so with this one, if you want to watch me for a moment, you can. We've done it before in class. It's been a while. So I'm just going to scoop my left foot a little closer in, and then I'm going to take my toes of the right foot, the big toe and the second toe, and
place my ankle. Let me see if I can get a little better camera view there. So I've got the toes at the ankle. And then I'm going to gently tug with the foot down. This is just a little extra ankle and calf stretch. And something interesting to do with your toes. We'll go ahead and switch sides when you're ready. The right foot down, and then the left foot, you'll get the ankle between the first two toes there. Give it a little tug. Good. Hopefully you don't get a cramp there. And when you're ready, we'll just release that. Just feel those feet press back, the ankles down. And then we'll bring hands and feet together. You can walk the feet up or the hands back. Take a little forward fold. Maybe hold your opposite elbows. Good. Now push into those feet with a bend in the knees. Just gently roll up. I think I got to adjust my camera. Come all the way up. Interlace all but the first fingers. And then crescent bend. Just bend over to one side. And then the other side. Good. Inhale up. And then exhale, release your hands. And then just roll the shoulders a few times. Big circles, maybe exaggerate the movement. We pulled a carpet out of our bedroom, like wall to wall. So this is really for me and my shoulders to go the other way. Okay. And then maybe just light bounce. Good. Little chin roll side to side, releasing the neck. All right, back to center. Good. We're going to take a few sun salutations with lunge. So if you want your blocks, you might, it's optional, want them at the top of your space. From here, inhale, reach and lift up, and then bend the knees, forward fold. You might bring hands to blocks. We'll lift up, look up, and then step the right foot back to lunge. Big step back. And then either hands up blocks or the floor, whatever works for you, and just rock a little bit. So loosening up toes and ankles, but also knees and hips. Now let the back knee come down, right knee down. You could stay with your hands down or on an inhale, lift up. Good, big inhale. Exhale, twist. Right hand down, left arm high. Exhale, bring that hand down. When you're ready, you can step back. And if you want to just rest, you can rest there or plank and chaturanga. Cobra or Sphinx. Make your way back to down dog. Take your time. Any pedaling or moving in that down dog that helps you to lengthen through the legs and through the arms. And then we'll go ahead and walk, step, or hop hands and feet together. A little look up halfway. Lower down, bend the knees. Let's come up all the way to stand. And again, crescent bend with the fingers. This is actually another moon mudra for pointer fingers stretch, all other fingers interlace. Bend to one side. And then the other side. And to center and to the heart. So just to show on camera, the mudra is like that. Second side, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Look up halfway. Plant your hands, either blocks or the mat. We'll step the left foot back. And then just make sure that knee is over the ankle, and then you can rock a little there. Now we'll take the knee down. You can either stay down or on an inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist, left hand down, right arm high. Now we'll take the hand down and go ahead, step back. You can rest if you need to, or plank and chaturanga. Cobra or Sphinx. And curl back. Down dog when you're ready. One more exhale in a down dog. And then hands and feet together. Walk, step, or hop. Lift your gaze, look up. Exhale, lower, and come to stand. Bend the knees, rise up. Crescent bend with the hands interlaced, all but the first fingers. Bend to one side and the other. Good, and then back to the heart. Usually when we add lunges to these salutations, they're considered more of a moon salutation. I don't have an explanation for it. It's just what I'm told. Again, here, repeating, inhale, lift. Forward fold, bend the knees. We'll come back to lunge. So you're going to look up, and again, right leg back. Left leg forward, and then we'll take that knee down. Inhale, rise up. Again, a twist, right hand down. You could also take the right elbow to the thigh if you want a little deeper bend. It's your choice here. Breathe in, and on exhale, gently hand down. Go ahead and step back. Your choice to rest or flow. When you're ready, gently back to down dog. And just a few breaths in that pose as you feel your fingers press to the ground, your arm bones lift, your hips anchor back, and your heels reach towards the floor. They don't have to touch it. All right. Walk, step, or hop from down dog to the top. Halfway, look forward. And then lower. Let's come to stand all the way up. Crescent at the top again. Interlace all but the first fingers. Bend to one side and the other. Into the heart. Nicely done. Nicely done. So one more side here. As you're ready, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Look up. And then step the left foot back to a lunge. Rock on the knees a bit. Then we'll go ahead and take that back knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. And then twist, left hand down, right arm high, or elbow to thigh. Nice. And then hands to the mat, step back, rest, or take your plank chaturanga. When you're ready, go ahead and curl up and back to down dog. And just try taking your feet as wide as the mat, maybe your hands as wide as the mat. Notice how that feels across your hips and your shoulders. Nicely done. As you reach into the arms, can you feel the armpits lift up a little bit so they would reach up and back? Exhale there, and then we'll bring hands and feet together. You can walk, step, or hop. Lift your gaze. Lower, bend the knees. Let's rise up. Arms overhead. Crescent bend one more time. And the other side. Back to center, hands to heart. Excellent. So I'm going to offer out a tree pose, Vrikshasana, with a couple of choices. First is regular tree. So standing on right leg, bend your left, externally rotate. And then you could just bring that foot up. That's a regular tree. Or a lotus tree. So that would be the foot here on the thigh, right? Like a Padma variation, only if that's okay on the knee. Steady your gaze, your breath, and maybe reach those arms. Nicely done. Another breath in. Exhale, hands down, feet down. I can't help but wonder if you think it's easier to balance at home or in a studio. You can't tell the difference. Okay. Other side. Stand on the left, bend the right. Again, you could keep it low or lift. Or you could come into Padma variation. Yes, I wonder because I had a student for a long time who told me I can always do this pose by myself at home, but when I come here, yeah. Woo. So you want to hug in, zip up across the front of the body, and maybe the arms reach. And we'll go ahead and release. Go ahead, bring your feet out. You can shake it out. And let's just try it one more time on each side. Either variation again here. So we'll stand on the right, bend the left, turn it out. You choose, keep it low, above the knee, or Padmasana on the thigh. Just be cautious with your knee. Like a zipper across the front of the body, it knits together and lifts up, and maybe arms up. Good. Breathe in and exhale, release. Take it down and other side. So standing on left, bend the right, turn the leg out. Either keep it low or above the knee, or Padma variation on the thigh. Just a few breaths here, Vrikshasana, tree pose. And we'll release that out. Go ahead and bring it down, shake it out. And then we'll come into triangle, Trikonasana. So you'll stand and face the wide edge of your mat, feet out. Turn your right toes out and your left toes in. Reach the right arm. Follow the gaze at your fingers or your palm. Reach over and hand down. Now drop your back hand behind you. Drop it back. Start just a shoulder opener, back of the hand to the low back. And just feel that little bit of turn and lift. Nicely done. Press into the feet, lengthen into the spine. Nice. When you feel ready, you could reach your arm up. And then maybe even reach it overhead, get a little extra side bend. If you wanted a little core challenge, you'd hover your bottom arm as well, but it's always, you choose your own adventure here. All right, hand down, make sure your top arm's lifted, reach through that top arm to come up. Nicely done, hands to hips, and you can switch sides as you're ready. Left toes out, right toes in. Reaching through the left arm, you'll let your gaze be at the palm or the fingers, come over and down. And your back hand will drop back. Let's feel that shoulder open. So we want to keep that shoulder anchored back. And then you can reach your arm up. But again, the shoulder is already in place. Nicely done. Feel a gentle tug of your hand up. And then maybe reach the arm overhead. Maybe hover the bottom arm. And exhale, lower bottom hand. If you lifted, reach the top arm and gently rise up. And hands to hips. We'll just step those feet in. You can shake it out, sway it out. And then Jayasana. So still facing the long edge, toes out, heels in. Come into a squat. Hands on the thighs. Shift your weight a little. Shift your feet. It's a little bit more of an earthy pose. Feel the tailbone sink down, and we'll reach the arms up and the palms like little cups here. Any amount leaning back. Maybe Ujjayi breath, like the ocean waves. The ocean so intimately connected with the cycles of the moon. And you could stay with your feet flat, or maybe for more challenge, lift your heels, but only if that is okay on your knees. Good, one more breath in. And exhale, well, if you lifted the heels, lower them, straighten the legs, hands to your hips. Now we'll turn those toes in, come on down to center. Maybe block under your hands if that's helpful, or for your head. Now you could add movement here, just shifting your weight. You could also come into Skandasana, which is a deeper bend of the knee. So again, use caution if the knees are tender. So Skandasana is more of like a half squat. Skanda in the mythology is actually the god of war. Okay. Any movement at all is welcome. And maybe a twist from center, one hand down, the other arm up. Change sides. And back down. So go ahead and inch your feet a little closer in. And then in enough so that you can, again, turn the toes out and the heels in. And then maybe just move your elbows to your thighs. And you could stay in a kind of a high squat if that was better for your knees and hips. Or you could come into Malasana as a low squat. So please just honor whatever space works for you. You could sit up on the block too here. That could be helpful. Just a few breaths. All right, from there, gently, wherever you are, we'll come back up to a fold. So straighten the legs. You could inch the feet closer in and take a deep fold. Maybe grab the toes or slide your hands under the feet. Exhale. Release the hold of your feet and gently roll back up. Arms sweep overhead, look up, and hands to your heart space. Nicely done. So from the top here, we'll come down for hip openings. Samastitihi to start. So toes touch heels slightly apart. Hands in prayer position. Drawing into center. Exhale, then inhale, reach the arms. Bend the knees, forward fold. Look up halfway. And then step back to a down dog. Now from down dog, either right knee forward to pigeon or onto your back for ankle to thigh. You choose. Gently make your way down. And then we'll change sides. So stepping back, any counter movement that works before you take your variation of pigeon on the left. Exhale out, then hands under shoulders, or if you're on your back, releasing any counter movement again. And then wherever you are, we'll gently make our way to child's pose once more. So knees to the mat, sit your hips back to the heels. Arms could stretch forward, or you could reach them back behind you. Again, just let the head touch something and you can support it if it needs a little lift. With inhale, walk your hands in under shoulders to help yourself up. Help the legs around. You might sit up on support. Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together. Rocking a little there. And then bring your left hand to the floor and your right hand to the right thigh. And just give it a little push as you lean away. Other side. Left hand to the floor, right hand, or right hand to the floor, left hand to thigh. And back to center. Keep the left leg in, stretch the right leg long. Janu Shirshasana. Foot to the inner thigh, fingers at the floor. Keep the right fingers down, reach the left arm up. And then turn to face the right leg. Bring your hand down to the outside of the leg. Give it a little push against the leg as you turn through the chest. You can stay there or go a little lower for the fold. Inhale up and just straighten yourself up. Keep the legs as they are. And now just go into a straight forward fold. You could use strap or hold the floor. What's nice about doing this at the end of the day is there's probably a little bit more opening here. Give yourself a few extra breaths in this space just to hold, to invite the tissues to soften and to let go. Let's gently take another exhale. And on a breath in, we'll come back up. Return to Baddha Konasana, so bottoms of the feet together. And then we'll keep the right leg in, stretch the left leg long. Janu Shirshasana. Fingers to the floor just to anchor thigh bones down. Then right arm up. Get the lift there and turn towards your left leg. Bring the hand to the outside of the leg. A little bit of leverage to turn the spine. You could stay there or go a little forward. All right, exhale. Come up and just straighten out a little. And then we'll come into the fold again, but just straight over the leg this time. And we'll be here for a few breaths. So come into it in a way that you can really soften and let the mind create the space to let go and fold in a little deeper. And exhale. On an inhale, gently walk in. And we'll bring those feet back to Baddha Konasana. Maybe a little rock side to side. And when you're ready, you can come into your fold, maybe pulse a few times. And it's okay to move your heels further away if that just feels more spacious and beneficial here.
We'll take a deep exhale. And on inhale, gently come back up. You can help the knees up and just rock them side to side. We'll make our way to a moment to just sit. So we'll come into Chandra Vedana. It's a moon pranayam. Again, you want to let the shoulders relax, the spine just to lengthen here. It's very much like Nadi Shodhana. It's just that you only inhale through left and only exhale right. You could visualize it, or you could bring the hand to the nose. You take a deep breath in and out, breathe all the breath out. If using the hand, you'd close the right nostril and inhale left. Top of the inhale, close left, exhale right. And you continue that same pattern. Inhale left, exhale right. And it's fine to just visualize it without the hand or using the hand to close the nostrils. Just about a minute of this Chandra breath, moon breath. Take one more cycle. And when you exhale through your left side, then you can release the hand and take a few normal breaths, just even through both sides. Chandra Vedana is said to soothe the nervous system and connect you to Soma, the energy of the moon. And so from here, you are welcome to take yogi's choice, anything at all that makes your practice feel complete. Maybe a nice twist on your back, something seated. Never seems to call to you here. Make sure you're even on your sides. And as you prepare for your relaxation, your shavasana, you might like to add extra support under the legs or place your legs up on a wall or place pillows under them. Maybe take some time to add that little extra layer of comfort here. Relax your eyes and feel your arms restful and heavy and your feet restful and heavy. And allow yourself to ride the waves of the breath like the ocean waves. The fullness on the inhale, the softening on the exhale. Invite your breath to deepen and gently begin to move fingers and toes, arms and legs. When you feel ready, you can hug the knees in. Maybe roll to your side. And as you gently and slowly bring yourself back, I'll share with you some words by Alberto Villoldo from the Yoga Sutras. Without effort, asana becomes perfect. Stop trying. Let yourself soar, a bird carried on the wind. Nothing can disturb your practice, neither heat nor cold, hard nor soft, not too much or too little. No more dualities. All is right, just as it is. Bring your hands together at heart center. And give your palms a gentle rub. We'll close with the sound of Om 3 times. Exhale, then inhale deeply. Om. 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 With a breath in, reach your arms out and up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, lower the hands, let the thumbs brush the point between your brows, center for clear seeing. Lower hands to brush past lips to speak clearly and truthfully, and then to rest at your heart space to abide in kindness, compassion, and gratitude. May the great many benefits of this practice radiate into all the places in your lives. Namaste. Thank you so much.